In November, I stood in a Beaujolais vineyard the day before the Nouveau celebration with my students, tasting wines, watching this region prepare for that annual celebration. And I thought, as I always do when I'm in this region, most people have this place completely wrong. This week, I'm going to show you what's actually happening in Beaujolais, and it is not the wine of the 1990s. So, Beaujolais is now considered its own separate wine region. It originally was part of Burgundy, and it is on just that southern tip of Burgundy. It goes from Mâconnais down to Beaujolais. There are granite and schist soils in this region that go beautifully with Gamay. Nouveau, as I mentioned, if you're not familiar with it, is a celebration that happens on the third Thursday of November. And some of that happened because on the fourth Thursday in November, there's an American holiday, Thanksgiving, and turkey happens to go beautifully with Beaujolais. So it became a really big trend, but it's a different kind of wine. So, and you can see this on the blog, but I've got a diagram that explains carbonic maceration. But what's special about Gamay, it keeps a very fresh flavor. And Nouveau is actually the grapes that were just pressed in that harvest. So if you think about it, the third week in November is only 2, 3 months after the grapes were actually picked in that region. Normally you go almost like a full year before the wines are released, if not longer. But with Nouveau, that is a technique that French winemakers have used for centuries. And it is a fun wine. It's something that's super casual, goes with, casual food, snacks, sandwiches, picnics, those kinds of things. But it's not the most serious of wine. And there are a lot of very serious, very sought after, approachable wines in Beaujolais that come from the 10 Cru and even from the region called Beaujolais-Villages. So I wanted to make sure that anyone who's following this understands that if your idea of Beaujolais is just that Beaujolais Nouveau that comes out once a year, you're missing about 95% of what's going on in Beaujolais. In the blog, so in summary, Beaujolais is one of the most misread regions in France. The Nouveau is the party. The Crus are the reason the party is worth having. Full guide is on my blog.